Who would have thunk that my first MVP game would be with the Warrior of the Whales? What's going on, everybody? It's GhostRobo, and I told you I was eyeing Namor out of the side of my little wet pond, and dude, this is a fun and awesome character to absolutely dominate with. Hit that like button if you enjoy the Marvel Rivals gameplay as I take you through the heroes and villains with different tips and different check-ins on their abilities and how to best use them. Namor is an offensive demon with his Trident of Neptune throwing forward and reducing his aquatic dominion, which allows him to spawn monstros, which are basically little fried octopi that help shoot from a distance. He also has the Blessing of the Deep, which allows him to basically turtle in an orb of water. He has the Wrath of the Seven Seas, which launches his trident forward and then forces all monster spawn to focus on said target. And of course the Horn of Proteus, which summons Giganto, the big boy whale. Now I started off, this is my very first match with Namor, and I got right into the action. I was still learning his character, learning his aiming. As I always tell you guys, I'm not trying to be a pro player. I know I'm not a pro player, but I hope I can bring you fun gameplay, great tips, and some exciting commentary. And so I've cut out all the death timers and all of the walking around here because that's boring. To expedite the video, you're going to get 2 matches here condensed into one, and you're going to get to see my first MVP game where we really dominate, and I was so darn proud of my, I don't know who they are, squad. You know, I never play with people that I know, so it's kind of fun to just win with others. There I am, using my blessing to try and protect. Now, I cannot move and I cannot use skills, but I found it to be a great way to distract the attackers. And I love that about Namor. I think he's got this awesome distraction ability in Blessing of the Deep that allows him to be very volatile, come in, deal massive damage, protect himself, have them forget about you, and then come back in again. And I think that his Giganto summon, his ultimate, is incredibly strong. When his tridents hit, they are very punishing, and those monster spawns cannot be forgotten. Do not underestimate the power of monster spawns, especially because hitting with your trident allows you to reduce the cooldown on the aquatic dominion monster spawns and get them back in there. Now, I also love Namor's outfit. I think his kit looks cool. I think once he gets some custom costumes, he's going to be sick. He is barefoot. I fear for his feet. There is so much debris and stuff all over the floor, even rocks. How is his barefoot feet going to survive these matches? I don't know, but I do love the sound effect on his little flip-flops. Namor's biggest weakness is that he's slow to return to battle. That's why, in particular, I cut out all of that awful walking time. He doesn't really have a movement ability to speak of. He is able to team up with Luna to add some ice to his abilities. Unfortunately, no one on my team was Luna, so we'll have to save that frozen spawn for another day. But yeah, I think that he makes up for his lack of movement in his ability to deal damage. And as long as you can aim decently well, which, you know, I think I do a decent enough job. I'm not saying I do a perfect job at all, but I do a decent enough job, and it allows you to put pressure on the enemies and on the opponent, while offering some ground cover fire with your monster spawns. He really is kind of a very good teammate in that those monster spawns can distract and can also finish enemies off. And I really appreciate his ability to turtle when necessary. It's something that I'm learning to use more often. Like, I should have used it there. I see Star-Lord going in to do his ultimate, and I should just get out of what I'm trying to do and protect. Because it also allows your teammates a chance to heal you. It allows for a lot. Here I'm going to cast a nice Giganto right there, get a KO as we level the playing field right by Spider Zero as he's trying to return. This Spider Zero just wants to go be with his spider friends. He's robotic, he's clumsy, you know, he's a little bit metallic, but he just wants to be with the all-natural spider friends. Now, we started off this match pretty weak, and so we were relying on a last-minute push here to try and capture the win. You'll notice I've got my monster spawns out as often as I can, and we're also trying to take on as many targets as we can with the Trident and deal as much damage as we can to push this vehicle forward. We've only got 2 minutes to do so, and it might be a case of a little too late, but we are definitely not going to give up. I think Hulk is another great target for the Trident. He's a big, massive body. I love big, massive bodies. Don't take that out of context. It just means that it's easier for me to aim, and as somebody who is, you know, 34 ancient years old, my aim, you know, it needs some practice, but Marvel Rivals, I think, rewards you, even if you're not a perfect player. I don't feel like I'm outclassed very often in Marvel Rivals. I know I'm not, you know, Team MVP, Well, except for this upcoming game. But I know that I can still, you know, help my team out and deal damage. I think they've done a great job of making the characters fun, and Namor really does feel like a god of the sea. He really does feel very immersed into his role, into his character, into his lore, and I appreciate and respect that so much, that they have done a lot to make these characters look, sound, feel, taste like they're appropriate, you know, Marvel comic book cinematic universe appearances. So we are aggressively pushing this Spider Zero. I'm getting some KOs as we move. No need for health because I'm at 250 out of 250. Throw those monster spawns down. Make sure you pop those as often as you can, and it can be more frequent than you might think. They're easy for the enemy to take out. They only take a few hits, but because you can shorten the cooldown with your Trident of Neptune, it does allow you to get them back in the battle quickly, and it's something that, you know, you do want to prioritize. I should have prioritized my Blessing of the Deep there to avoid Star-Lord yet again with a nice finisher kill there. But we only have 1 second, and that is going to push us into overtime. I do get one more Giganto ultimate here. I don't remember if I use it well or not. Let's see. I'm going to cast it. Oh, that seems to be pretty decent. We don't get the kill, but we knock down Hulk enough to hopefully get him into Bruce Banner form. Rocket is able to cast his CYA right at this moment, which takes out our monster spawns and forces me into a Blessing of the Deep while overtime is going. This is a gnarly damage booster. Magneto does not get the kill somehow on Bruce Banner, even though it looked like it should have hit him. We'll take him out in concert with our monster spawn and try to push here, but it's not going to be enough. I'll spare you the defeat screen and the tears, and we'll go straight into the next match, different map, and right back into the action. Now here is where I came into my own as Namor, and yes, this is the much anticipated MVP game. GhostRobo finally seeing top of the leaderboard, finally earning his place amongst the Marvel Legends, at least, you know, for one 7.5 minute period. These guys started off very, very defensively, and I don't think that was a good move for them. I will say that Iron Man in the Sky was a very difficult target for me to hit with Namor, and I wish my teammates would have helped out. You're actually seeing some of Luna's snow here, as my Trident and my entire kit is upgraded with a little bit of Frosty Nom Nom here. I don't believe the Luna stays. I think she changes character, he changes character, they change character during the match. But we're going to try to deal some damage to Scarlet Witch as she teleports away back into this corner. There's a rocket up there. I'm going to protect myself up, distract them.
Just staying back.
Somebody is talking over the comms, don't know who this is, but they were trying to be helpful. Unfortunately, the voice of whoever did not protect me from a death. We got Punisher up there. He thinks he's being clever, but because I'm able to distract him with 2 monster spawns, we can get the quick KO. He probably should have moved and abandoned his attack. Now, I wanted to use a monster spawn here, but I got too giddy and I did not put it correctly. That was a terrible placement, and I don't even think that should really be allowed, but my Blessing of the Deep protects me from their Namor's Giganto, which is quite great. I think that your Horn of Proteus, your summon, should automatically go in front of you. I mean,
what the hell?
I don't know. Maybe there are instances. Nice double there. I think I end up getting a triple. I think we're going to get a triple here. One more hit on. Yeah, good night, Mantis. We're not flying out of here this time. Drax will have to wait for his dinner date. But Namor is going to keep pushing. We got to defend for 5 more minutes, and we are behind them. Probably not a good idea to engage with 3 enemies, but I did get some damage in there. I don't know. Sometimes I like to prioritize damage after over doing what's best, but I'm right back in the action because we're cutting out those death timers. My monster spawner here, and we've got this on lockdown, except for Iron Man. He's very hard to hit. There is a little bit of like a Trident drop on the Neptune throw, so it is a bit hard to hit floating targets, and I'm just not the best at aiming. I don't know if you guys have any aiming tips for me. Fill them in the comments down below. That'd be awesome. But this is a great spot. We've got a nice height advantage here, a nice advantage, and I do get a great Horn of Proteus, but it is after I died, so kind of, you know, maybe best of both worlds there. We're coming right back in. They are pushing the cart, so we do need to stop that vehicle, as Galacta says here. So we are going to own this corner with our monster spawns and own it with just a constant barrage of tridents. Even if I don't see an enemy there, I'm just going to make sure that the corner is very, very volatile and very difficult for them to overcome. I've got a Punisher behind me, and our team is obviously making a good burst here. A nice ace there, and I think that Namor's damage ability and his Monstros do really help you charge up your ultimate. So if you are someone that really enjoys using the ultimate, if you want to do that, I think Namor is a great character for that, and his ultimate feels appropriately powerful. So I wouldn't say he's like the easiest character in the book, but I do think he is also fine to start off as. I think, you know, I honestly, well, as I'm thinking about it, because of the ability to throw out those monster responses, as long as you remember that, I do think Namor is probably a beginner-friendly character. He's got 2-star difficulty, so he's nothing too complicated. And I guess in terms of some characters like Rocket, who I do think is a good starter character, but has more back and forth going on with your need to heal, Namor is probably a better early choice. And if you're not as comfortable with like the flight abilities of, say, Storm, you don't want to worry about the support abilities of Magneto or, nice triple there, or Storm or Magneto or Rocket, then I do think Namor is a solid choice to be an offensive character that can deal a ton of damage and feel like you're contributing to your team with those monster spawns and, of course, your Giganto ultimate. So we are just really just trying to keep the heat on here as the cart is delayed, not let them get anything easy. But I will back up and I will turtle up while I wait for some teammates to get in here. You'll notice that they did not forget about me this time, as they remembered I was about to debubble. Once I'm not surrounded by water, it's like my bathing suit falls all the way off, and Namor is a spring chicken ready for their aerial picking. I'm not even going to bother with freaking Iron Man. He's too difficult for me to hit, so I will stay on the ground. We've got a Scarlet Witch and a Mantis bouncing around trying to cause serious damage. You'll notice when we get the hit in, the direct hit, it really lands a nice blow. I found myself using more and more of the Wrath of the Seven Seas, which is the concentrated alternate attack, right? So you can launch that trident forward normally to cool down your monster spawns, but you can also then direct all your monster spawns with that alternate trident throw, and it is an enhanced attack from those monster spawns, but I think it's the same amount of damage from you. Maybe it's a little bit more. It feels like it's a little bit more, I don't know, but I'm going to get a nice 5-player KO streak there, a nice monster. Somehow that didn't seem to really damage much of anybody. They backed up at just the correct time, but we only have 40 seconds left to defend, and we are pushing aggressively. I think we're working together in concert as a team very nicely this round, even without me being on the comms. Me and this Magneto player were holding down the front line here and making it very difficult for them to make any progress or amass a group of heroes, teammates around the vehicle, so it wasn't going to be easy for them to ever push, and I was just staying back around the corners with my monster spawns and my trident throws constantly, as it has a very quick reload and infinite ammo. He's a great character to defend an alley, a corner, a hill, anything of that sort. Trying to look for one more kill before this ends. We've got a freaking... Cannot hit. Don't look. Close your eyes, guys. Don't look at me missing this Mantis so close. Embarrassing. Overtime is here, but it's okay. It's about to be done. I'm going to turtle up, and we'll finish the overtime, and I'll get my MVP screen, which I'm so proud of. Finally getting one here in my first MVP game. You know, I thought he did a pretty good job, and I love that it was with Namor because he's freaking cool, and I thought he looked cool. I didn't know exactly how he would play or how I would like him, but let me know who you want to see more of or who you'd like to see next. What do I got my eyes on right now? I don't know. I love the characters I picked so far, so let me know. Maybe I'll give it a go as Loki. Feel like he deserves a little bit of love. But in the meantime, everybody, that's Namor riding Giganto into the MVP podium. Top tier for the Water Warrior. Thanks so much for watching. There are my stats. Hit that like button if you enjoy these videos. It helps support the channel and my GhostRobo rebirth that I've got going on here. I'm super proud and glad to have so many of you on board and watching with the Marvel Rivals action. I just posted an Assassin's Creed video. I'll be covering other major game releases as well, and of course a ton of stuff for Marvel Rivals. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Until next time, have a fantastic day, drink some hot chocolate, and we will see you all later.